Alright, what's up everyone? Weather producer Bryce here. We are tracking a severe thunderstorm warning just south of Austin, Texas here. This is a particularly destructive storm. That is why we are going live here. We're talking about possibility of baseball-sized hail near the Dripping Springs area. Go ahead and pull up our hail tracker here, and yep, there is massive hail core right now going from the Johnson City area to Dripping Springs along US Highway 290. This is a dangerous storm that will be moving through Hays County. It is time to start preparing for this one. This is a very serious threat. And we also cannot rule out a possible tornado as well. Alright. Really quickly here, let's go ahead and reset. Let's go ahead and zoom things out a little bit here. This is the situation that we're talking about here for Central Texas. We've got a severe thunderstorm warning up here. It was issued at 7:25. Let's pull up the details on that. Why is the thing not opening up? That's that would be why. Alright, anyways, back to our main focus here, because this is a very populated area. We have got a destructive storm here that we need to keep an eye on. Go ahead and loop the radar here. We're talking about very large hail, damaging wind gusts as well. Let's go ahead and pull up our velocity product here real quick, and that's unfortunately what I was expecting to see. We're talking about 50 mile per hour wind gusts, 60 mile per hours at some points there. And this is going to be moving towards, probably towards Wimberly. It's a very dangerous storm. Let's pull up our hail tracker once again and get some good 2 inches, maybe larger, 2.5 inches in diameter. Again, fairly populated area dealing with this storm. This is absolutely a worst case scenario for what we were talking about with the severe threat tonight. Alright, really quickly here, I gotta change some stuff in the background. As we get new radar scans, I will show them to you guys. Let's also see if we can we pull up our warning information? It's not wanting to load. Give us just 1 second here. While we reset the radar. There we go. This way we can pull up the text products and get the information straight from the National Weather Service. There we go. Again, we're talking baseball-sized hail, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Also cannot rule out a possible tornado. And this is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning, so not something that we want to take lightly here. And taking a look at the velocity tag, I'm not really seeing anything in terms of rotation, but we are talking about some really gusty winds. Also, a lot of lightning and thunder with this storm. We can pull up our lightning model in a little bit. Our lightning product and see what we're dealing with. This is a very very populated area. It's just south of Austin. It's going to be impacted by this. Austin, mostly going to be seeing rain, but right now, if we're in the Dripping Springs area, we're talking about the possibility of some very large hail moving through. So this is what we're talking about. Actually, hail just now starting to hit the Dripping Springs area. Again, we could be talking up to 2.5 inches of hail. So yeah, not something that we want to be dealing with. I'm going to see if I can pull up the information on that severe thunderstorm warning just east of Temple. I know we do have some viewers in this area as well. This is going to be moving into Milam County over the next few minutes. We'll switch radar sites too really quick. So with this storm, we're concerned about 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. So definitely not the same thing. I'm also seeing a special weather statement was just issued by EWX for the southern end of this storm. So we'll take a look at this. We'll switch back. I just want to make sure our viewers in Milam County know about this storm as well. It's going to be moving into Cameron in the next 15 minutes or so. How's Waco looking for the rest of the night? I have not checked on Waco. I've been really concerned about these storms moving through the hill country. But it's looking fairly clear for the rest of the night. Looks like the rain threat, hail threat is over for you guys. I don't really see much room for development behind the dry line. This is mostly just a dry line event. Alright, so that is the special weather statement that we were just mentioning here. This is for Gillespie counties, Gillespie and Blanco counties. This is going to be for wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour and half-inch hail. So we did see a little pocket of not severe level hail, which is good. Don't want severe levels of hail, but we are seeing some. This is along US 290. That's going to be moving towards the Blanco area within the next 30 minutes or so. Again, this is the potentially destructive hail that we're talking about. Moving into the Dripping Springs area. Not something we want to see. So again, a lot of this is along Highway 290. I believe Ranch Road 12 as well impacted by this. This is going to be moving into the Dripping Springs area. What is a dry line? Oversimplification, it's basically just a line of storms, or a line that we kind of tend to draw that storms like to develop along. It's a very oversimplified explanation. But that's why we kind of see this line of storms that's kind of developed here. I can draw it out real quick. We've kind of been watching this. This is our dry line, or our development along the dry line. Let's go ahead and set the radar loop real quick here so we can take a look at these storms. Again, I want to see what the winds are doing. Looks like the winds are getting even stronger with this storm. So some pockets could be up to 65 miles an hour of wind in this storm. Again, if you're in Wimberly right now, want to make sure we're keeping an eye on this. This is headed your way. You may want to treat this as you would a tornado warning. With wind gusts like that, we want to stay away from windows, and also this hail that we're talking about as well. Again, I'm not going to stop talking about the hail because that is a nasty looking hail core. on the hail tracker, we're picking up a pocket there on that last scan up to 3 inches, which is more than what the severe thunderstorm warning was saying. So that's definitely not what's hitting the ground. But we are seeing some large hail in this storm. This is our latest scan here. Again, we're seeing small pockets there up to 3 inches, which is not great. Again, as I zoom the map in, you guys can see, I have to zoom it in pretty considerably, but it's a fairly populated area. So, not what we want to see, a storm like this over a populated area. Um, let's see here. So that's the special weather statement. That was just issued 5 minutes ago. We can very quickly pull up our warn tracker, or our, let's see if we have this here. We have our warn count. So this is nationwide, but I will kind of throw that up for a little bit here. We were using this for a different stream, but this shows number of severe warnings. And a big bulk of these are in Texas and Louisiana right now. No tornado warnings at this time, which is good news. We did have some earlier in Mason County, as well as Llano County. But yeah, 12 severe thunderstorm warnings right now nationwide. No tornado warnings, but we'll throw that graphic up there occasionally, just so you guys can see what we're dealing with right now. And if we get any tornado warnings, I will make sure to pass that along. But again, this is the severe threat in our viewing area that we're tracking. Just a real nasty looking severe thunderstorm with some large hail. We did get a new special weather statement just to the north of this storm complex. This is going to be for Burnett County. And some new development kind of happening behind this cell. That's going to be moving into the Burnett area. Sure, we're on our latest scan. This is for wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour and penny-sized hail. That is what this blue box here is for. Anything coming to Colleen? I think the severe threat for you guys is largely over. Maybe just some wind and some rain. I'm not really seeing any development happening behind the dry line, so that's good. So nothing to worry about there right now. Nacogdoches, this severe threat is definitely something to watch overnight. I don't see any development near you at the moment. But as our storms tend to kind of move eastward, might just want to make sure we have a weather radio and stuff tonight. Just in case. But I don't see anything to be, immediately concerned about there. Alright, I think we have a new scan in, so let's check our hail tracker once again, and showing weakening on the hail tracker, so that's a good sign. But still hail up to 1 inch in size, maybe more. And oh wait, we're on the wrong radar. That would be why. My apologies for that. Yeah, we're still seeing wind gusts up to up to 65 miles an hour, maybe more, kind of in this pink area right now. This is going to be southwest of Dripping Springs. And we can pull up the hail tracker for real this time. And yeah, still seeing the same very bleak picture right now. Hail up to 3 inches maybe. This is just right south of Dripping Springs. Ranch Road 12, very busy road. That's really concerning, seeing where that hail pocket is. Again, reason why I focus on the storm right now is just because it's a fairly populated area. It does look like a new update was released for the severe thunderstorm warning. And it is now a considerable, so they have downgraded it from the destructive tag that we had earlier on it. Now a considerable, but still hail up to 2 inches in diameter, so 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Locations potentially impacted, of course. We're talking far south Austin, San Marcos, Kyle, Buda, Dripping Springs, Wimberly. Lots of areas potentially impacted by these storms. Sorry, let me work on some stuff here. Spicewood, right now just seeing some heavy rain. If I'm in Spicewood, I'm keeping an eye on these storms right now near Burnett. And the reason why is because they do have some penny-sized hail, and they're going to be kind of coming your direction. So these are all moving southeast. So if I'm in Spicewood, I'm keeping an eye on those storms to see if they develop. But right now, with this severe complex that we're all worried about, maybe some gusty winds, but the hail threat is largely to your south. Again, each scan of the hail tracker is just not good. This is some large hail. Again, Dripping Springs and just south to it. Wimberly, you're up next. Again, I can pull up the velocity here once again so we can get some more numbers here on the wind. 60 mile an hour. 50. I mean, there's a really good wind pocket back here. Very strong, gusty winds. Again, just a mean-looking severe thunderstorm. That severe warning for Johnson City, Round Mountain, Marble Falls is expiring in the next 2 minutes. So that box should disappear. But again, this severe thunderstorm warning goes until 8:30. Again, we're talking about a considerable tag here. Also can't rule out the possibility of a tornado. That's why we're keeping a close eye on the storm. But it really just seems to be a wind and hail threat at the moment. But again, if we're in far south Austin, San Marcos, Kyle, Buda, Wimberly, even folks maybe out in Lockhart, want to make sure we're monitoring this storm. It is a mean one. Alright. We'll zoom the radar out just briefly here so you guys can see what we're dealing with across the state. We'll also pull up our warn counter here. Again, we're talking about 15 severe thunderstorm warnings nationwide right now. I do see a flash flood warning west of Waco, for those of you who are in that area. That is until 10:30. Really quickly here, I'm quite curious about this storm. While we have a minute here, actually, let's use KGRK. This is near Madisonville. Quite curious what the warning specifies here. Wind gust up to 60 miles per hour, hail up to an inch in size. We can pull up our hail tracker here. That's going to be near the Marquez area. Hail tracker is showing much heavier than that, but I don't think that's accurate. It's probably on the ground an inch in size, maybe more. A couple of severe warnings just expired. Yep, that one for Blanco County just expired. Again, we can switch back over now and continue talking about our South Austin storm. I have a feeling, based on the general direction of this storm, our warning polygon might get narrowed up a bit soon. We're not. Well, it really depends on where this hail core goes. That's, yeah, some pretty widespread hail with this storm. Again, stretching all the way from Dripping Springs to Wimberly. How is Wimberly looking? Yeah, definitely some hail. Moving into that area now. Just to get some numbers here, we're talking up to 2 inches possible in some pockets, but generally we're talking about an inch of hail right now. Let's pull up our severe thunderstorm warning once again. And that Burnett storm just went severe warned as well. So we were just talking about Spicewood. I said to keep an eye on this storm, especially in the Austin area. I want to see what these storms are doing. And one of them just went severe warned. So northern Williamson County, Burnett County, until 9 o'clock. Ping pong ball size hail, 60 mile per hour wind gust. So locations potentially impacted by this storm. We're talking about Liberty Hill, Florence, probably some parts of Georgetown, but not Georgetown proper yet. Yeah, I want to make sure we're monitoring this storm for hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Let's see, has there been any updates to this storm? I don't think so. And pull up the latest text product here from NWS. All they did was cancel it for Blanco County. It's now just Hayes and Travis counties. This is until 8:30 p.m. 2-inch size hail is the latest number for hail size from the National Weather Service, and what they're seeing on the ground, that's probably what they're seeing, 1 to 2 inches in hail. Again, this is stretching all the way from far southern Dripping Springs into Wimberly, and this hail core is generally moving to the southeast. So if we're in Mountain City, Kyle, San Marcos, maybe some parts of Buda, want to keep an eye on this storm. Again, I will keep referring back to that hail product so we can get a general idea of where the hail is. But this is the storm that has our attention right now, and that gusty winds, 60 mile an hour. sort of in the areas of very hot pink there. That's coming right for Wimberly. Definitely want to stay indoors just because of the wind. Don't want to be out on the roads or anything like that. Also, the hail. But very gusty winds going to be moving through Wimberly. Again, for everyone just joining us, we're watching a severe thunderstorm rolling through far south Austin. We're in Kyle, San Marcos, Buda. Wanting to make sure we keep an eye on the storm. I apologize. That was a couple of scans out of date. Or a scan out of date. Here's our latest scan. Again, still seeing the same threat right now in Wimberly. This is right on your back door. Very gusty winds going to be moving through there soon. We're also talking about the potential for large hail. Here is the latest hail tracker. Nasty hail, up to 2 inches in diameter. That is what the warning mentions, up to 2 inches in diameter, and I'm seeing some expansion of the hail core towards Kyle and Mountain City. Some pockets of hail being picked up there as well. This is going to be in this section of the storm. Let's see if we can try to get some roads here that might be helpful. We might start seeing some hail along Old Kyle Road. That's kind of the new development that I'm seeing. And then also Mount Sharp Road. That's not really super helpful. Let's try a different one here. Bunch of county roads out here. That's the same one. Mount Sharp Road, definitely a lot of hail there. Let's try it. More county roads. Just trying to give us a general idea of where this is. But pretty much if you're in the severe warning polygon, want to make sure we're watching the hail. But again, Wimberly, this is right on your back door. Let's talk timing real quick, because I do have a timing product here. Buda, talking about in the next 30 minutes, same for Kyle as well. Maybe the next 20 minutes for Mountain City, where this whole large cluster, which includes some hail, will be moving into the area. Niederwald, we're talking about in the next 45 minutes, assuming the storm holds up. Which right now it shows the potential to. Also, again, with this, can't rule out the possibility of a tornado. That's why the tornado possible tag is still up. Alright, let's really quickly check on our Williamson County storm. Because I do see some strengthening here. Again, this is going to be moving towards the Leander. So if we're in Leander, want to make sure we're watching this storm. Here's the latest hail product on that. Hail product is picking up to 2.5 inches in diameter, probably 1 to 2 inches on the ground is what I would imagine. We can double check here what the National Weather Service says on that storm. And yeah, they are saying up to 2 inches. So this is also a considerable severe thunderstorm warning as well. So we're now tracking 2 considerable severe thunderstorms. I'm sorry. No, 1.5 inches. They downgraded it a little bit, did they? Until 9 o'clock. That's that one. Yep. Okay, so they downgraded it. Got it. Get a little confusing with these text products sometimes, but we're good. Right now, we're just kind of on awaiting updates from National Weather Service here in Austin, San Antonio about this storm. And it would appear that their Twitter account is down, so I want to make sure we're monitoring local media instead. To get a picture from Wimberly about, I don't know, about 20 minutes ago. Sort of the calm before the storm there. Lots of people posting pictures of the sunset with these storms knocking on their back door. It does look like a new special weather statement was just issued. If we're in New Braunfels, that's what we're going to want to keep an eye on here. This is for some relatively new development just southeast of Blanco. Winds up to 40 miles an hour and 1/2 inch hail. This was that small hail core that we were talking about. Let's switch radar sites once again before I forget. Let's also get rid of that because apparently that is still up. Let's pull up that hail product. Yeah, oh my goodness. Wimberly, are we okay? That's gotta be a glitch, right? Yeah, let's see here. Let's back this up a little bit. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing that large of hail in the Wimberley area, but we are seeing very large hail there. Again, latest warning from the National Weather Service on this storm. I will pull it up again just to remind us. Does look like we're talking about... It does look like we're... Keeping a very close eye on this Wimberley storm right now. It does not look good. Again, I'm not gonna show the hail product right now, just because I don't I don't think that's accurate. We can check from a different radar to try to get some better estimates. But if what I just saw is true, we're talking about some very large hail near Wimberly. And this is a different radar site. This one is picking it up as well. We could be talking about some very destructive hail in Wimberly right now. I don't like that this site is agreeing with that one. I'm just checking to see if this has been updated at all. It looks like the most recent update from the National Weather Service was about 10 minutes ago on this storm, and they just mentioned tennis ball size hail. So we're talking about 2.5 inches of hail, which is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. But if the radar is picking up hail that heavy, we're talking about a destructive severe thunderstorm. Again, just a reminder, in the Austin area, we've got 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that we're keeping an eye on. One that is going to be approaching Leander within the next 45 minutes. This right now is packing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and hail just over an inch in diameter. And then, of course, in Hayes County, we are tracking this nasty severe thunderstorm with very large hail, tennis ball size hail, according to the National Weather Service, and just really nasty winds as well. Can't rule out the possibility of a tornado. I know I keep saying that. Luckily, this appears to be one of those storms that looks more impressive on velocity than it, or I'm sorry, on reflectivity than it does on velocity. But it does have some very good inflow right now. So this is a very healthy storm, and moving towards a very populated I-35 corridor in between Austin and San Antonio. Again, here is our latest hail tracker, and this is the latest scan on that as well, and we're still seeing some very destructive hail in the Wimberly area. I'm going to see if there's any reports corroborating that data. I'm hearing 2-inch size hail in Wimberly. Some people are losing windows right now. One storm spotter got 4 inches in diameter just west of Dripping Springs. That was 20 or so minutes ago, 30 minutes ago now. The storm has been producing some large hail. So it has a history of destructive hail. Just because it did it once, that means it can do it again. And check our velocity product once again here. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. That's been the story. There's just been a really nasty pocket of wind, and that's where this hail core is. Does look like that severe thunderstorm warning was updated, so I'll pull up the latest information on that. This is as of 8:17 p.m. They have canceled Travis County. So this is just Hayes County for now. And yes, this is a destructive storm with softball size hail. So we're talking 4 inches in diameter. So what we were seeing on the radar was true. What we are still seeing on the radar is true, I should add. We're still seeing a little pocket there, just east of Wimberly with hail up to 4 inches in diameter. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm. Again, if we're in San Marcos, Kyle, along that corridor, want to make sure we're watching this storm. Again, it does kind of have a very signature hook. This is why this storm remains severe warned for a possible tornado. But what I'm seeing is it has a nice source of inflow right now on the radar, and the velocity seems to agree with that as well. Man, if we're in San Marcos, need to be watching this storm closely. You're not beyond that. I would imagine National Weather Service in they're in New Braunfels. They're also watching the storm very closely for their office as well. This is really nasty looking. That's again, it looks scarier on reflectivity than it does on velocity. But we'll get our latest hail tracker here, and again, widespread 2 inches in diameter, 2-inch size hail, maybe 3 inches possible in some spots. And again, National Weather Service has warned this for softball size hail. So, ugh. Again, worst case scenario with this storm and where it is hitting. Yeah, that is an insane hook on reflectivity. Not as mean looking on velocity, but I imagine National Weather Service is watching this very closely. Definitely got some broad rotation. Yeah, if I'm in San Marcos, it just went tornado warned. All right, there we go. All right, guys, we've got a tornado warning now for the San Marcos area. Again, we're talking about softball size hail still, so even if there isn't a tornado, we're still talking about a very dangerous situation here. Pulling up the information on this now, but this just went tornado warned. This is for Hays County, Caldwell County, Guadalupe County. This is until 8:45 p.m. Just went tornado warned as we were taking a look at that on velocity. Again, fairly broad rotation, but that's got a nasty hook on reflectivity. But yes, if you're in San Marcos, Kyle, Martindale, Uland, Niederwald, Staples, Zorn, Mountain City, Hays City, Maxwell, Reedville. I'm just reading out all the list of locations here. That is a nasty hook. The latest scan here is just really gross. Here's the latest velocity as well. This storm is definitely getting the inflow that it needs. Again, just went tornado warned. Again, we're talking about San Marcos. Time to be inside, away from windows, interior of your home. This is a very dangerous situation unfolding. I'm now switching on over to storm reports. Actually, we're gonna keep an eye on Wimberly still, just to see if what we were seeing on radar was wow, yeah, I'm looking at a video now. 70 mile per hour wind gust, maybe. Large hail. This is a destructive storm. Again, San Marcos, Martindale need to be inside, away from windows, interior, lowest level of your home. This is a very dangerous storm, not something you want to mess with. And this is going... We're going to zoom in a little bit here. This is going... It's hard to pinpoint exactly where anything would be, but we're talking about... We're talking about... Let's see if we can get our road tool back up here. If you're along State Highway 80 or to the south of this, you are in the thick of this. Hunter Road, of course, I-35. McCarty Lane. I would be particularly concerned, yeah, along Hunter Road as this moves southeast. State Highway 123, if you're along that corridor. Want to make sure we're monitoring this storm. That's the latest velocity. This comes in. Let's take a look at reflectivity once again. Still a nasty hook. We haven't talked about hail in a while. We'll talk about hail really quickly. It does seem like the hail core is generally weakening, which is good news if true. We're still talking about hail up to an inch in diameter moving towards the San Marcos area. Also, and Kyle potentially starting to pick up some small hail there. Gusty winds going to be moving through the San Marcos area as well. Again, tornado warning now for the San Marcos area until 8:45 p.m. Alright, well, really quickly here, we're going to do some stuff in the background really quick. While we have just a moment, again, cannot stress enough how dangerous this storm is. It just looks mean. This is one of those situations where you've seen a lot of storms, and this is the one that you don't want over a populated area. It just does not look nice. Alright, opening some stuff up in the background. I want to make sure we get all the information that we can to you guys. Yes, lots of storms all over Texas, but this is the one to watch. I do apologize if you're in other areas. There might be some other channels keeping an eye on them, but this is the one that we've directed our attention to. It's a very populated area. And of course, has gone tornado warned as well. So that area of broad rotation now moving directly over the San Marcos area right now as we speak. Just checking for any updates to this. Tornado warning. I do see a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. This is going to be for mainly Williamson County. We're in Georgetown. Time to start paying attention to this storm. It seems to have shifted to the east. Yep, kind of just blew up. It's now moving mostly east. So if we're in Georgetown, I want to keep an eye on this storm. The latest details on it are 60 mile per hour wind gusts and 2-inch size hail. Not seeing 2-inch size hail on our hail tracker, but definitely a big pocket of hail over the Florence area. Up to an inch, maybe an inch and a half in diameter there. And that has just updated. That is now moving towards the I-35 corridor now. These storms are picking up in speed fast. And now starting to see some pockets up to 2 inches in diameter, but large hail along State Highway 195. Again, this is moving towards the I-35 corridor. This is going to be just to the north, I believe, of Georgetown. That moved really fast. Again, this is our tornado warning. It's starting to look a little less scary on reflectivity. And check velocity here. Broad little pocket there of rotation. It's still warned for softball-sized hail. I don't think we're seeing softball-sized hail on our hail tracker. I'm kind of increasing the radar beam here just to kind of see what we're seeing above the ground, because we are fairly close to the radar site, so this is fairly low to the ground. Definitely interested to see what updates they have on this tornado warning, if any. And this is until 8:45 p.m. And it's still warned for softball-sized hail. Not really seeing that. Definitely think the hail core is weakened. But still pockets up to 2 inches in diameter. But this is still a very large hail core moving into the San Marcos area. And of course, that very busy I-35 corridor as well. Alright, we'll zoom out. And plenty of severe thunderstorms across Texas right now. And as the threat near San Marcos diminishes, we'll spend more time talking about those. Right now, I'm really keeping an eye on this Madisonville storm. Right now, that is severe warning for hail up to 2 inches in diameter, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. That is moving along into the east of Interstate 45. Huntsville, want to make sure, Trinity, want to make sure we're keeping an eye on these storms. Some more storm development to the south of Lufkin. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm. Hail maybe up to 1 3/4 inches there. 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Again, our most dangerous storm right now is this one just to the south of Austin. It may be worth taking a look at this also from the Williamson County radar, just because we are so close to the New Braunfels radar site. The New Braunfels radar site is doing a very good job at picking up the structure of the storm, despite it being so close. So I trust it. Again, this is for radar indicator rotation. I have not seen any reports of a tornado, but definitely something to keep an eye on. And this is until 8:45 p.m. local time. We'll continue talking about it until then. And here's the latest on that. I want to loop the radar so we can kind of see what this storm has been doing over the last few scans. And had a really nasty hook on this thing right before it went tornado warned. Right about there. So that's about 10-15 minutes ago. So now just this thing is just tearing through the San Marcos area. I think the storm structure is definitely starting to fall apart. And I bet you if we pull up the hail, still decent sized hail. Yeah, and those pockets of purple, we could be seeing hail up to 2 inches in diameter. And this hail pocket is just now starting to roll through the San Marcos downtown area. Even though I think the area of rotation has, yeah, any possible area of rotation is definitely past San Marcos. San Marcos, we're now talking about a hail threat. Some fairly large size hail, up to 2 inches in diameter. And that's going to be rolling through shortly. And it looks like the National Weather Service is going to issue a new severe thunderstorm warning. They're now talking about wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. And still tennis ball sized hail. So the hail, yeah, from what we were seeing, those hail numbers in Wimberly were a lot larger than what we're seeing now. And still a tornado possible tag. I imagine they're going to let this tornado warning expire, or they've canceled it. I don't see anything about it being canceled, but I imagine they're just going to let it expire and let this severe warning take its place. Again, a severe thunderstorm warning now. Let me pull up that text product once again. We're talking about southeastern Hays County, Caldwell County, Guadalupe, and Gonzales counties are included. This is until 9:30 p.m. 70 mile per hour wind gusts, tennis ball size hail. Luling, you are now in this severe warning. Large hail, torrential rainfall, and cannot rule out the possibility of a tornado. This is yeah, a lot of people are pointing out this is a really nicely developed storm, like something you would see in the Midwest. So not something we want to mess with. Again, I believe that tornado warning is either going to be canceled or expired. I'm just not seeing... May just be a wind event. It's kind of hard to tell as the winds are kind of moving right past the radar site, but Martindale, I would still be worried about this tornado warning But seeing that severe thunderstorm warning get issued has me more convinced that they're just going to let this expire. And they're going to let the severe thunderstorm warning take its place. And that is just my opinion, but the compared to what we were seeing again 20 minutes ago now, does seem like the storm structure has fallen apart quite a bit, but still some nasty hail. Again, I cannot stop talking about the hail threat here as this moves through San Marcos. Let's actually see here if we can maybe pull up any reports. Lots of people sending videos, pictures of hail, some broken windows in Wimberly. So 2-inch size hail there. I'm gonna start shifting my attention over to San Marcos. See a lot of live webcams and stuff, but no reports of anything as of yet. But this is now largely moving through that area. It does seem like the hail core has also shifted eastward as well. Once again, I'm going to switch radar sites here really quickly. This is a very, very unique situation whenever we're this close to the radar. I want to make sure we give you the most accurate information here and trying to make sure that what we're seeing can at least be validated by both radar sites. And still, we're talking about a considerable hail threat moving through San Marcos area now. And if this radar is still seeing the storm as well as it was earlier, it definitely looks like the nice structure that we were so concerned about has fallen apart, and that seems to be what I'm seeing on the New Braunfels radar as well. As we're kind of seeing a flattening out. Kind of seeing a flattening out of the storm. So again, just 3 more minutes left on that tornado warning. Yeah, my understanding is that will be allowed to expire. But we're still talking about a considerable severe thunderstorm moving into the Luling area. And again, we're talking about tennis ball size hail. This includes State Highway 130 Toll Road, US 183, and State Highway 80. Sections of Interstate 10. Yeah, this storm is getting its inflow choked right now, which is very good news. But still, wow, that's the hail core has just kind of exploded. All right, real quickly here, let's shift our attention to the Georgetown storm. I know we haven't been talking about this a lot just because of that tornado warning. Looks like the hail has largely missed you guys to the north. Yeah, pretty large hail pocket along I-35, State Highway 195, also where State Highway 130 Toll Road meets the I-35 corridor there. If we're in Granger, Taylor, Thrall, Thorndale, want to make sure we know where this storm is going and how severe it is. Thorndale, we're talking about in the next 30 minutes or so. Taylor, I think the hail is going to miss you largely to the north. But we're talking about the storm rolling through potentially in the next 12 minutes or so. And some gusty winds in that storm as well. And yes, as I said, our tornado warning was allowed to expire. It is now just a severe warned. Again, the really impressive structure that we were seeing on that storm has fallen apart. I do want to check in on this storm right here. This was our Madisonville storm. I can't quite remember what the numbers were last time we checked on it, but I believe we're seeing a weakening on this storm as well. Let's maybe back it up a few scans. Maybe a nasty hail core at one point, but that seems to have diminished. But we can check out where the hail is. Right along State Highway 21, the Midway area, and just to the northeast of it as well. We could be talking about hail up to 2 inches in diameter. But what you're seeing on the ground, we could be talking hail up to 1 inch and maybe just a little bit more in size. Let's see here. Other storms we could be talking about here. Switch radar sites while we're at it. Chester. Let's see what we've got here. Hail 1.5 inches in diameter, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Hail up to 1 inch in diameter, just northeast of Seven Oaks. I'm sorry, northeast of Livingston. That's probably a bit bigger of an area. And as these storms kind of roll through, they're going to be pretty quick. But pretty interesting storm development there. You have some storms rolling southeast of Shreveport. And I would imagine these are mostly for wind. Hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter. Again, our focus tonight has mainly been on the Austin area. We do have, as we were kind of talking about all that excitement, we did have a, what is that special weather statement still there for? That's until 9 p.m. That storm has died off. So good news for our viewers in West Austin. The storm development closest to you is, that was heading your way, has largely died off. We're now talking about Georgetown and Taylor. You guys are next for some gusty winds and hail up to 1 inch in diameter. Alright, let's go back to our good old San Marcos storm here. This is mainly a hail event, I think, at this point, and gusty winds, of course. But again, we're still seeing that nasty hail core to 2 inches in diameter. That's going to be just north of Martindale. Martindale, you might be seeing some small hail as well. Anywhere along State Highway 80. Also at the intersection of State Highway 80 and Toll 130. You guys are going to be next for this hail event here. Here's the latest hail tracker on that. Again, 2 inches in diameter, big pocket there, but we're talking about mainly 1 inch, 1.5 inches for most places. Zoom in here, let's see if we can get some roads real quick. So again, this is State Highway 142. This is State Highway 80 right there. There is a toll road 130 right there. That is State Highway 21, but threat largely over there. So we'll see if we can kind of get some roads here. As right now we're seeing a hail pocket along Valley View. Dickerson Road, you guys are going to be getting some hails very soon. May have already gotten some small hail. Anyone along Political Road, you guys are up next. And then, that's a tough road to say. Bug Tussle Lane area to keep an eye out for next. Yeah, it looks like the bulk of the precipitation now moving through Martindale now. Again, Luling, we're talking about in the next 20 minutes or so. For anyone who happens to be watching out there. Quick check of the velocity. I see a lot of gusty winds close to our radar site there. So a lot of wind moving through there. Again, latest reflectivity just came in. Here is our latest hail tracker. Again, just kind of what I was saying, this area along, already forgotten the road names, I apologize. Dickerson Road. Potential for the largest hail to be seen there in the next few minutes. As that kind of rolls through. And then State Park Road. Political Road, you guys are up next. County Road 215, but also Lockhart. Some areas far south of Lockhart may start seeing some hail soon as well. Some smaller sized hail there. Alright, it does look like our storm north of Livingston was downgraded to a special weather statement. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Lufkin, so let's take a look at that really quickly. Maybe Shreveport has a good look at this. I think it does, yeah. So this was just issued in the last 10 minutes or so. Let's pull up our warnings information. Somehow that got crushed. They're warning this for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail. So anyone in the Lufkin area want to make sure we are monitoring this storm. Maybe pull the vehicles in. Hail up to 1 inch in diameter in a lot of areas. Small little hail pocket. This is going to be moving right through Lufkin proper, so again, lots of hail all over. I'm just gonna leave the hail tracker up for a minute here. This is our Trinity storm. Talking about potential for 2 inches of hail. That's gonna be moving along State Highway 19. Again, this was our severe warning storm that was downgraded not too long ago. That's going to be hail less than 1 inch in diameter there. This is our Chester storm. We briefly mentioned this. That severe warning was issued at 8:40. This is for Tyler and Jasper County. Ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in that one as well. And it does look like this storm, just as I mentioned how it was downgraded, it was upgraded. So maybe they're seeing something increase in hail, quarter-size hail now, so it was kind of on the border between severe and not. It looks like National Weather Service just went ahead and upgraded this, so anyone in Seven Oaks, again, this is along US 59, hail is coming your way. Again, Trinity, big storm coming your way as well. Taylor, this storm is right on your backyard right now. Let's see what the latest is on this. This was issued at 8/29, so a little while ago. The latest from the National Weather Service is 2-inch size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Not what I'm seeing on the latest scan. Seeing hail a lot lower than that, but we can also check the wind. 40-mile-per-hour. Not seeing that anymore. It must be a dramatic weakening, or this is just a bad scan. But that severe warning, I would imagine, would be canceled if that holds true. And quick check here on the latest on our San Marcos storm. It's now moving towards Luling. Luling, the storm is right on your back door. And our hail core is now hitting US 183, Toll Road 130, that kind of area. Hail up to 2 inches in diameter in some pockets, but mainly up to an inch widespread. New Braunfels radar actually has a better look at this storm, and it does still have a 2-inch hail course. I think that was just a bad scan. So close to the radar site. Nasty little hail pocket there, up to 2 inches in diameter. This is along State Highway 29. Again, Taylor, this storm is coming your way. Decent structure to this storm, but it's mainly just going to be a hailer, I think. Let's check for any updates to this warning. See what the latest is on that. That is not the warning I wanted. So this is as of 8:51, 2-inch size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Alright, no tornado warnings, just a bunch of severe thunderstorm warnings all over the state. That is the latest severe thunderstorm warning for our Trinity storm. Pull that up again. This is up to an inch in diameter, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. It looks meaner on radar than it does. Switch radar sites here just to make sure we're getting the absolute best picture. I don't like what I'm seeing on radar right now. What is going on with this storm? Hail up to 3 inches in some places? This is exploding if true. Let's take a look at the past few scans. The general direction of the storm also seems to be changing. It seems to be moving east-northeast. I'm sorry, not northeast, east-southeast. Lots of storms are tracking here. But Yeah, we could be talking hail up to 3 inches in diameter. I'm curious to see if this warning gets updated. If that is what they are seeing. But Trinity, I know it's raining there right now, and there's going to be a little break. Don't get out and about during the little break of rain, because this next line of storms is coming, and it's mean. Alright, I'll keep an eye on that. We'll see if we get any updates there. Special weather statement was just issued. Now, very wide area for this special weather statement to be issued. Let's see what we're seeing here. I would imagine this is for wind. Yeah, wind gusts up to 50 mile per hour is what they've warned that for. I bet you can actually see the wind, yeah, on radar here. 50, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So this is kind of the line of wind. Right there where you see the red and the green. So that is why that special weather statement was just issued. So if we're in Stockdale, Elmendorf, Nixon, these areas sort of south of Interstate 10, some really gusty wind going to be moving through your area, even if you don't see any rain. Just as a result of these storms. Alright, let's see what the latest is in terms of hail. Again, pockets up to 2 inches. 2-inch size hail. This is along US 183 now. South of Lockhart, north of Luling. So it does some good news for Luling. It does look like the hail is going to largely miss you guys. So that is some good news there. Let's quickly check for any storm reports in San Marcos. Yeah, large hail went through San Marcos. It did leave some good-sized hail. Maybe less than 2 inches in diameter. I'm seeing one that's 1.5 inches. Another storm report, maybe 2 inches in diameter. So kind of depended on where in San Marcos you were. Seeing some reports of gusty winds, some damage there as a result of that, some broken limbs and stuff. But it does look like San Marcos was spared for the most part, other than just some nasty hail, which is good. Again, cannot rule out the possibility of a tornado on this severe thunderstorm warning, so I keep going back to the velocity just in case. I don't see anything too concerning on velocity. So some good news there, but again, Luling, that storm is right on your doorstep. Does not appear that our Trinity storm got any updates to its severe warning. Still showing me hail up to 1 inch in diameter, which is not what we're seeing on radar right now. Yeah, that warning needs to be updated. Interesting severe thunderstorm warning here. Hail, quarter-size hail. Moving towards the Huntsville area. Yeah, definitely seeing a good sized pocket there of quarter size hail. I do not know with a hail pocket like that why that Trinity storm is not gotten a new severe thunderstorm warning. And also Taylor, we're talking about some potentially destructive hail here now. Let's take a look at this from the New Braunfels radar. Yeah, we're talking about some large hail there. This is now a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 2-inch size hail, and that is what we were seeing on radar. So hail starting to pick up now in the Taylor area. This is gonna looks like it's gonna roll directly through there. Yeah, 2-inch size hail, large pocket. That's gonna be. Let's see if we can get some more precise areas here. So right now we're seeing it along Chandler Road. And also County Road 341. I would like a better one if possible. It doesn't sound like we're gonna get better road, but this is along State Highway 29. Carlos Parker Boulevard. You guys are gonna be up next. Yeah, if we're in Taylor, I want to make sure we're watching this storm carefully. Some considerable hail there as well. And yes, just as I was talking about, our Trinity storm has been upgraded. It is now considerable warned as well. Good thing we were keeping an eye on the radar here for that. That is now, whoopsies, considerable warned for hail up to 2 inches in diameter, which is what we were seeing on the radar. Yeah, I would not be surprised if there's some pockets that are seeing 2 inches in hail. And that's going to be moving towards the Trinity area. 7 Oaks. Talking about quarter size hail there. Huntsville, also quarter size hail coming your way. Lufkin? How is our Lufkin storm doing? We might need to switch radars for that as well. But this should be moving through downtown Lufkin any minute now. Unless it's switched directions, which maybe it has. Let's see if we can get an update, please. It looks like it's diminished, actually. Not even picking up any hail anymore. So that storm has died off. Good news there. So I would imagine that severe thunderstorm warning gets canceled. Jasper, Columnsneil, Chester, you guys are currently warned for hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter. When was this issued? This was issued at 8:40. So they warned it for 2-inch size hail, so a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. And if we pull up our hail tracker here, you're not really seeing that on radar. Definitely seeing hail 1.5 inches in diameter. Definitely more concerned about that Trinity storm right now. Some fairly large hail being dropped by that storm, and every scan here on this Taylor storm is also just a little more concerning as this moves into a fairly populated area as well. So hail up to 2 inches in diameter there, again, just to the northwest of downtown Taylor. That is going to be moving in, probably already seeing some decent-sized hail in Taylor right now. There's still more hail coming your way. How about another check on Luling? You've got it. hail core finally starting to move off of US 183. Again, maybe we might pick up some small hail there and Luling. But the bulk of the hail is moving to your east, it looks like. If I'm in Wilder, want to make sure we're watching this storm. You're not in the severe warning polygon at this time, but the hail core is generally moving your direction. State Highway 304, you're up next. Anyone along US 90? And this kind of area right here, this is going to be what's next, I think, for this hail core. Luckily not that populated of an area, I don't believe. Good news there. Also, we're just very glad that this severe thunderstorm warning has not tried to put up a tornado again. Was very concerned about that storm as it was rolling through the San Marcos area. Alright, the storm I'm most concerned about right now is this Trinity storm. Still seems to be putting up some fairly large hail. Again, this is considerable warned for 2-inch size hail. And I would not be surprised if that 2-inch hail core has broadened up a little bit here. The storm definitely seems to be increasing in strength very rapidly here. Again, this is going to be moving. Probably, it might just skirt just to the north of Trinity. But anyone along that US 94 corridor, want to make sure you're watching this storm closely. I'm sorry, not US 94, that is State Highway 94. Also just check the general motion of these storms. And that Trinity storm moving definitely southeast, with the Seven Oaks and Colmsneil storms moving definitely very east. I am also watching this area right here, just to the east of Huntsville. Could be seeing some hail pockets start to develop there. Also starting to notice a hail pocket that will be moving outside of this severe thunderstorm warning soon. So some new development starting to occur here. So I would not be surprised if we see a severe thunderstorm warning go up kind of in this area right here. I'm not going to attempt to draw a polygon. But I would not be surprised if New Waverly, you guys go under a severe thunderstorm warning, and also the Oakhurst area. Would not be surprised to see another warning go up there if those storm cells continue to improve in strength. Yeah, actually just wouldn't be surprised if we just see a severe thunderstorm warning go up in that area at all. Does look like National Weather Service did issue a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. This is a big one. Includes Seguin, Gonzales, Yoakum, Luling, Hallettsville, Shiner, Stockdale, Moulton, Nixon, Wilder. We are just talking about you guys. It's going to be for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, 2-inch size hail. Yoakum. Yeah, we mentioned you guys. This is a fairly large polygon here. Quite interested in the decision behind that. Let's switch radar sites first so we can take a closer look. I'm assuming that they're expecting some development westward of this cell, but also just gusty winds. Really starting to see that on velocity. Big wind gust there. Of course, we saw the special weather statement. That's going to be moving through Gonzales now. And where is that? That is inside of the storm. Not too worried about that. Yeah, mainly just a straight line wind event here and hail. Although it does look like on this latest scan, the hail core has diminished quite a bit here. We're talking about hail 1.5 inches in diameter. So more good news as this storm continues to weaken. Alright, quick update here on Taylor is that hail core seems to have moved through downtown now. You guys could be seeing some pockets of hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter, according to the hail tracker here. Maybe a pocket up to 2 inches possible, but it doesn't really seem likely with this latest scan. Mostly just some heavy precipitation there. Alright, let's take a look at our Trinity storm once again here. This is the one that I'm most concerned about now. It's still seeing strong hail core. That's actually going to be moving straight into the Trinity area. I misspoke earlier that this may skirt to the north. If this holds up its current track, that's going to be moving directly into Trinity. I don't have county level roads there, so I can't really pull up anything more specific than that, but we're talking about the intersection of State Highway 19 and State Highway 94. Latest count on our warn counter there that you see in the bottom right. We're tracking 14 severe thunderstorm warnings nationwide. Got a handful in Louisiana and a handful in Alabama. Mainly just across Texas right now. That is the severe threat. And just as I said that, that's some more expirations, I believe. So we're now down to 10. Stop that radar loop. I think this has moved far away enough from the radar site that we can take a look at it again from New Braunfels radar. Latest update on the hail. Again, it's moved to the east of State Highway 183. Again, Luling, for the most part, seems to be spared. That's going to be moving now towards US 90, Interstate 10, State Highway 304. Looks like our Taylor storm has blown through. Hail core now moving out of your area. Lexington, you guys are going to be up next if this persists. Talking in the next 20 minutes. Would not be surprised to see a new warning go up on this storm shortly. It actually might be a bit overdue. Lexington going to be in the path of this one. Severe thunderstorm warning for you guys up next. Austin Metro, you guys are done. San Marcos, I-35 corridor, you guys are done with this as well. I'm seeing a little rain shower just over the past, actually that could be bats. Yeah, that's bats, I believe. Not a little rain shower there. Alright, and just as I was talking about this area right here, southeast of Huntsville just went severe warned. That has been extended. We're talking about hail, quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Switch to a better radar site here, but that is what we are seeing in this area. Seven Oaks, you guys are still severe warned for hail up to 1 inch in diameter. This was what I was worried about in the Trinity area. That hail core is now a direct hit. So some fairly large sized hail, though it seems to have kind of blown up to the east of you guys, which is some good news there on our hail tracker. Alright, one final time. Gonzales. Want to make sure we're monitoring the storm, but it could skirt just to your north. Wilder, you guys are up next. Moulton, Shiner, Hallettsville, want to make sure we're monitoring this severe thunderstorm. To your south, I'm sorry, to your north, I apologize. And brand new severe thunderstorm warning just went up. This includes Elgin, Giddings, Bastrop until 10:15 p.m. 2-inch size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. Again, I haven't done much check on the wind gust on this storm just because I haven't been seeing it on radar. Oh yeah. So the bulk of the wind seems to be moving towards the Elgin area, maybe just past it. Actually, you guys are getting some heavy winds there now ahead of the storm. If you're in Lexington, the storm also seems to be crossing Weather Service boundaries as well. Giddings, want to make sure we're monitoring this storm. Anyone along that US 290 corridor. This storm also is now tornado possible tagged as well. The previous warning box was not. And I tend to agree with that. I do see a little pocket. I'm looking for rotation. I'm looking in this area right there, just to the northeast of Elgin. Giddings, want to make sure we're watching the rotation as well. Some good news near Trinity. Does seem like the worst of the hail has missed you guys. Just a lot of heavy precipitation. But still some decent sized hail. What I'm seeing is the hail threat has kind of shifted east. So that's kind of the bulk of the worst hail. But there could still be some heavy hail that kind of moves through. Direction of these storms is more southeast, though. Very, very good news indeed for the Trinity area. But still want to make sure we're watching that hail threat and taking that seriously. I don't like what I see on this Taylor storm. It's now mainly moves through Taylor. Really gusty winds. Again, if I'm in Giddings, also Lexington, want to be watching the storm. Lexington for the hail threat, Giddings for the possible rotation. I should say for any possible rotation. Again, I'm not seeing much evidence on radar to suggest that. See if we have a clearer picture here on our New Braunfels radar. Seeing some mixings, but nothing well developed. But it is starting to kind of get that nasty little storm look. That sort of supercell look that we don't want to see. A storm like that. Here's the latest scan. Again, we're looking at this from the New Braunfels radar. Taking a look at velocity. It's just some gusty winds. Switching radar sites once again. Tough to pinpoint. Really just a lot of gusty winds. Yeah, I imagine National Weather Service is watching that one very closely. As it does have that supercell look. Getting storm. I'm just going to start calling it the Getting storm because that's the area this is moving towards. Again, it's starting to kind of develop, especially over the last few scans. Nice little hook on radar. Means it's getting some inflow. Also check the velocity here. If I'm worried about rotation, I'm worried about this area right in here. And that seems to line up with what we're seeing on our reflectivity as well. Alright, it does seem like some severe warnings were allowed to expire. It is now 9:30 local time. No tornado warnings at this time. This is the cell I'm watching closely, though, for any potential development. I do see a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's been there for a little bit. It was just posted. Again, this is along the boundary of two different forecast offices. That's why we see these weird polygon here. Bastrop mostly talking about damaging winds for you guys right now as this heads your way. Yeah, I'm just not seeing any wrapping of the winds. I think this is just too strong of straight line winds to produce anything tornadic wise. That is what we are watching right now. See what the National Weather Service has to say about this real quick. 2-inch size hail. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Again, tornado possible tag. It definitely has that structure on reflectivity, not so much on velocity. But still some gusty winds in excess of 50 mile per hour in there. Alright, we're going to take a little break here. Leave the radar loop up for you guys. If we get any updates on that Getting storm, we will pass them along to you guys. I'll leave the radar loop up for you guys, so you can see any new warnings as they are posted and just the general movement of these storms. And they're starting to move into the Giddings area, maybe just to the north of Gonzales. Also Jasper in the coming minutes. That is what we are watching right now. Okay, we are still here. We're monitoring severe storms as they move across Texas. This is the one that I am most interested in right now. Just because it has that supercell look on radar. Still nothing on velocity. We are seeing some new development in Gonzales, some new showers popping up there. I do believe the hail core has diminished considerably on this storm compared to what we were seeing earlier, as it now moves over I-10. New flash flood warning just posted just north of Livingston. This includes Trinity, Seven Oaks, Corrigan, Chester, Columns-Neal. And that is just because of that line of storms that have kind of developed there and are tracking generally the same way, just a line of storms dumping a lot of heavy rain. So I want to make sure we stay off the roads there as well. But overall, nothing too concerning at the moment. And this storm headed towards Lexington and Giddings just looks so mean on radar. Here's an even better look at it. Again, if we're talking about any rotation, it would be right where that blast of wind is. So not seeing anything there. Just some heavy, heavy winds. I would imagine as a result of that, this storm probably can't get inflow and chokes itself out. Eventually. Alright, what are we keeping an eye on here? A mesoscale discussion. A while ago. Alright, this severe thunderstorm warning was just updated. We'll go ahead and pull up the latest on that. Just updated a few minutes ago, was canceled. That is actually a different warning. Let's get the right warning here. This was posted at 9:20 p.m. Got it. So Williamson, Travis counties, that polygon was canceled just a few minutes ago, but we're still talking about 2-inch size hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, tornado possible. And fast drop, we're talking about a wind event there. So those winds are going to be rolling through shortly. That is why this polygon extends so far beyond the actual storm itself. If we're in Lexington, you're going to be getting some heavy rain right now, maybe even some small hail to your south. Giddings, this storm is looking like a direct hit, including the hail core. So I want to make sure we're taking this seriously. And again, nasty little hook, but not seeing anything rotating on radar. New special weather statement just issued for the northeast of Livingston. Let's check on our Gonzales storm once again. I guess you could say storms now, as we've had some new development to the south of our original cell. So if we're in Yoakum, want to make sure, and Shiner, want to make sure we're watching this new development closely for any possible hail. And starting to pick up some on the hail tracker, but again, the bulk of the hail just to the south of Wilder. Again, this getting storm, it's not particularly strong other than some really gusty winds, but it does have that nasty supercell look. That's why I'm keeping a close scan-to-scan eye on that. It does look like a bunch of severe warnings have been allowed to expire approaching the Cleveland area. Not quite sure what the status is on those. I would imagine these storms have kind of petered out. Yep, and that is exactly what is happening here. Maybe dropping beneath severe warn levels. And keeping a very close eye on this getting storm as it approaches. Let's also check the hail core once again. Definitely seeing an increase in hail size, some pockets up to 2 inches possible. This is going to be approaching State Highway 21 over the next few minutes. But right now it is largely over. Let's get some actual roads here if possible. County Road 128, or sorry, 108, 332, 331. This is along Farm to Market Road 1624. There we go. Of course, possibility for some large hail with this storm. That doesn't surprise me given the way that it's looking on radar. Again, if we're in Giddings, this is headed your way. Alright, not a whole lot to talk about. Definitely some weakening of these storms. We do have a new special weather statement in that area where I was talking about the severe warnings were allowed to expire. New Waverly. You guys have got 55-mile-an-hour wind gust. Livingston, we're also talking about 55-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Seven Oaks. quarter-size hail, maybe less than that possible. The strongest part of this storm development is going to be just to the north of Woodville. It's going to be heading towards the Jasper area. It's moving very slowly. 14 miles an hour, so that's why we've got those flash flood warnings in effect. Nacogdoches, just some rain. Not too worried over there. The severe threat seems to be well to your south. Alright, let's switch back to our KGRK site here, bouncing between radar sites. And it does seem like the hail core on this has improved. Pockets 2 inches possible again. This hail core is going to be moving towards the Giddings area. Want to make sure we are indoors there as the storm is right on your back door. Again, it has that mean look to it. Again, can't rule out the possibility of a tornado, but not seeing the usual signature for it on radar. Alrighty, Chief Forecaster David is in the chat. He was a part of that Lano tornado warning earlier. We weren't live for that, just because the severe threat hadn't quite heated up yet. I know that's crazy to say there was a tornado warning in our area and it hadn't quite heated up yet, but that was just how ripe the atmosphere was tonight. Of course, we went live right as this that severe thunderstorm went just to the south of Austin. Of course, we got the San Marcos tornado warning. Of course, we've been monitoring these severe thunderstorm warnings. But for the bulk of the viewing area here, you guys are done. Right now, we're mainly just talking about Giddings. Hail threat headed your way. Bastrop, you guys should be getting some heavy wind now. LaGrange, wouldn't be surprised if you guys get that severe wind as well in the near future. And then for everyone outside of our area, Jasper, you guys are up next for some heavy wind and some decent-sized hail, larger than quarter-size hail. But again, just a kind of a rainfall event, maybe some heavy wind. And this is just to the northeast of Houston. That is all that we are tracking tonight. Well, with the threat winding down, we're going to be wrapping up our coverage here tonight. Again, keeping a close eye on this storm near Giddings. Just some really heavy winds, some decent-sized hail. We can also very quickly pull up lightning as well. And in that case, there's some lightning, but not a lot. It definitely seems like this Gonzalez storm has the bulk of the lightning. So definitely a light show out there right now. Yes, really quickly here, don't forget we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in our area until 12 a.m. Again, severe threat definitely winding down for our area. An exciting night, that is for sure. And let's get the latest numbers here on the hail. And this is coming towards the Giddings area. Latest scan, not that bad. We're looking at an inch. Will these storms make it to Houston? I don't think these that we're watching here are too concerning. If you're in the Houston area, I would imagine they would die out by then. I would be more worried about any future development that happens along the dry line, but the threat in Houston probably winding down as well. The storms that are to your north are moving eastward, so not worried about those as well. Again, for Houston, mainly worried about any future new development. And if we take a look here at the last few scans, again, all of this is mostly moving eastward, so not too worried about Houston right now. All right, so with that, we're going to wrap up our coverage here tonight. Thank you everyone who tuned in. Hopefully you guys stayed safe. Thank you all for staying weather aware. If needed, we will have more additional coverage, but again, right now we're mainly just talking about the Giddings area. You guys have got a storm knocking right on your back door. Gonna be some hail an inch in diameter coming your way over the next few minutes here as this storm rolls through. And then our Gonzales storm moving out of the viewing area right now as we speak. So yeah, with that, we're gonna wrap up. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you all next time here on KATX.